This is the Mazda CX-30, a compact SUV which comes as a mild hybrid, saving you pounds at the pump. Now this car starts from £24,000 and to me is a car not to be looked over. So here are 5 reasons why you should get a Mazda CX-30. First reason why you should get yourself a Mazda CX-30 is because of the interior. Now Mazda have been synonymous with making luxury and premium interiors, and when I reviewed the Mazda CX-60, which can be viewed in the pop-up just in the corner, I constantly referred to that interior as luxury, and I won't stretch to say the Mazda CX-30 is luxury. However, it's definitely premium and high-end premium, because if you have an overall look at it, you've got a nice leather dash, two-tone with the black and brown leather. Also the whole layout, nice ceramic finish to the center console, big massive armrest with a lot of storage inside. Obviously got leather wrap. Now we have to emphasize that this is a top spec, the GT Sport Tech, but overall the overall look, the layout, the feel of this car does feel very premium. Now coming on to the tech of the Mazda CX-30, and with this car starting at £24,000, there's actually a lot of tech that comes as standard. So you have an 8.8 infotainment system. It's not touchscreen. You do have the sort of old school dial. However, when you're out on the road, as I'll mention later on in the video, it does feel a lot more convenient. Plus, it is a bit of a stretch if it was touchscreen. But you have an 8.8 infotainment system, which comes Apple CarPlay, Android Auto as standard. Now I know smartphone connectivity is almost a given nowadays in brand new cars. However, one piece of tech which I do think is really good that's come as standard is head-up display. Not many cars on the market has its base spec with head-up display. I do think that's a very nice touch. It also has cruise control, but we'll go on to that later on into the video. The top spec also comes with a 12-speaker Bose sound system, which is excellent. Overall then, it's a really good interior. It's comfy, it's spacious, it feels premium, has all the tech that you need from standard models. And to be honest, it's an interior that could sell you a car itself, but I feel you can't really get a full feel of a car till it's out on the road. And that is where I believe the Mazda CX-30 really seems value for money, because with that hybrid technology and also the choice of all-wheel drive, this car can do upwards of 0 to 60 in 8.7 seconds for a compact SUV. Added to that 127 miles per hour top speed and 240 Newton meters of torque. So although it may not seem like it, it's a pretty powerful car. That is due to what's under the bonnet, because although on the exterior it doesn't necessarily look like a powerful, nifty car, what's under here is a 2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine, and that is twinned to a 24-volt lithium battery. That lithium battery helps to regenerate any power created back into the car, meaning you get more power for less fuel. So yes, it's a compact SUV, almost looks like a family car, but the 2-litre petrol engine, it sure can move. So with that technology, you get a pretty high performing vehicle, but it's also very comfy, very safe and very smooth. I would like to add that my day-to-day car is an automatic. It's not electric, it's not hybrid, it's just a normal automatic. You're probably thinking, car enthusiast, car content creator drives an automatic. It's almost sinful. But one thing I will say is I've not driven a manual car in about 4 months. So getting into this car today, I was a bit nervous how I'm going to deal with the clutch. I will say this clutch and gearbox almost feels like knife through butter. It's so smooth, so easy to get your head round. Even if you switch between manual, sometimes it gets a little bit of getting used to the clutch, where the biting point is. This just seems seamless. One thing that is quite interesting to notice is with that 2-litre petrol engine and hybrid technology, you expect a high-performing engine, a pretty quick car. You do get that with the CX-30, however, it feels like a different type of quick, which sounds pretty strange, so I'll go deeper into it. So basically, when I've been on dual carriageways on the motorways in this car, and I've been changing lanes to overtake, and you need to accelerate to quickly get in front of the car, and you put your foot down, and you don't get thrown back into your seat, and you're probably thinking, come on, I need to overtake quick. Then you look up at what speed you're doing, your head-up display, and you're like, oh, I'm at the right speed that I'm going at. How have I got there? Speed just almost seems to just happen. Like you just put your foot down and you quite quickly get to it without really realising. I think that's really good because it means for a more relaxing, comfortable drive. The Mazda CX-30 is one of the safest cars to buy on the market. We're being awarded a 5-star safety rating by Eurocap with an exceptional 99% score in the adult occupant category. Now that is absolutely brilliant. But that score is mainly down to the safety features that come with the CX-30, many which come as standard. So the Mazda CX-30 has a large amount of safety and drive convenience features like smart cruise control, blind spot monitoring, which come as standard. Also, higher specs come with lane departure assist, lane keep assist, hill start assist, just to name a few. One of the driver safety and convenience features, which I do think is very impressive about the CX-30, is the fact that it comes with Mazda's radar cruise control as standard. So not only can you set the speed, you can also set the distance between you and the car in front. And it's very straightforward to use. You have buttons on the right of your steering wheel. One of them has the car icon with the clock. You just press that and you're moving between the toggles of what speed you want to go at. Next to the speed, you have your distance controls, which allows you to set the space between you and the car in front. Having that on top of the normal cruise control just adds to that safety, because you don't want to have to quickly slam off, the car in front does. The car will do that for you. No wonder it got 5-star safety rating. So if you are looking for a vehicle that may be used as a family car, you know, taking your kids to school, taking family here and there, CX-30 could be the one for you, because with that high safety rating, that's brilliant. So point 4 of why you should get yourself a Mazda CX-30. Although this is a compact SUV, it's not necessarily a large car. It does have a lot of space and is very comfortable. I mentioned previously how the drive position is very spacious. You know, it feels nice out on the roads. But we just delved deeper into that. You have lots of storage compartments, 2 cup holders, a nice little shelf there. Also, your armrest has a lot of storage, which can actually fit in a wireless charger as an added extra, which I do think is a good touch. Also, it's movable, so it fits whatever drive position. You can also save your seating position. So if you are saving this with your partner, you know, if they're shorter, taller than you, you're not going to have an argument about moving the seat about, because if you press the buttons down to your right, then the seat's fully moved. Now, whoever went in this before is clearly a lot taller than me, because I can barely see over the dashboard. I'll see what number 2 is like. Is number 2 more me? But as you can see, it's fully automatic and you can save the seat position, which is a very handy touch. So your driving seat is spacious, it's comfy, there's lots of storage, but it's at the same in the back. Come to the back seats then, and like the front, there's lots of space, there's lots of storage. You know, storage compartments in the bottom. You also have a center armrest with cup holders in, and it's also just a very nice comfy position if you're on a long drive. Also got air vents for your rear passengers, so they can be comfy. So overall, there's lots of space, there's lots of legroom, headroom, nice and comfy, the privacy glass. Like the front, it's spacious and it's comfy. That's what you want from the back seats, isn't it? With all that space in the front and back seats, you're probably thinking, well, what's left in the boot capacity? You know, even though it's an SUV, it's a compact SUV. It's not one of the biggest cars on the market. So what's left in the boot space? Well, this car does actually come with fully automated boot opening, which can be accessed by the key fob or a button on the boot. But you do actually have a considerably good boot space, because you have 430 litres of boot capacity. Although it does have a little bit of a dip, you know, you can't slide big cases in and out, you definitely can fit a lot in here. Plus, the dip isn't necessarily massive. You know, some cars on the market go right down. There's a lot of space going back, so it's not necessarily that biggest gap going. So 430 litres of boot capacity, with also that space in the back seats and in the front seats, and with all them storage compartments. It's a very spacious car, considering it's a compact SUV. And obviously, to close it, you just press the button and it goes down. Just a nice added touch and adds to that premium feel. Now, while I am at the back of the car, even though we're talking about the space and comfort of this car, just want to point out that it does come with dual exhaust, which are both in fact real. There's no fake exhaust going on here. The dual exhaust, both real. Nice touch. And last but not least, the design of the Mazda CX-30. This is a classic Mazda look. You know, the prominent Mazda badge on this front black grille. We see it across the full Mazda range on the Mazda 3, CX-60, CX-5. It's a classic Mazda look, but it's a look that works. You know, the bonnet, even though it's obviously smaller than the CX-60, does resonate with it, you know, with these small little dips. Not much going on, but does it need it? I don't think so. The LED headlights also trying to scream Mazda. I also like the little indicator lights down at the bottom. Also this chrome strip that goes right round the LED headlights on the front grille. The only thing I'm not the massive fan on is the plastic trims along the wheel arches. Feel like they could be maybe a different colour metal or, you know, chrome. However, does it take away from the full styling? I don't think so. Overall, it's still a very good looking car. With this being a top spec, you also have 18-inch alloy wheels. Low specs have 16-inch wheels. However, they do come with alloys. They're not just plastic, you know, fob-ons. They're still alloy wheels, so they still look good no matter what spec you get. The design along the side of the CX-30, again, it's like the front, very classic Mazda styling. You know, with your wing mirrors that come out when you unlock the car, come to this bit of a point, you know, it almost has that same styling of the LED headlights, which, you know, go thinner when they go out. Same with the wing mirrors, which I do think look very good. You've got a chrome strip goes right across and privacy glass on the back. Again, this plastic bit I'm not the biggest fan of, but if you look at it from the side, does it necessarily make it an ugly looking car? Definitely not. It still looks like a premium car. So there you have it, 5 reasons why you should get yourself a Mazda CX-30. This car starts at just over £24,000, and with all the spec and tech that you get as standard, as well as the premium looking exterior and the interior, to me, this car is definitely a car not to be looked over. You know, with that hybrid technology, this car performs brilliantly, whether you have the automatic or manual 6-speed gearbox. This is very seamless and also very powerful. And if you've watched this video thinking, you know what, I'm going to give the CX-30 a try, then why not contact your nearest Holcroft Mazda dealership in Hanley or Oldham. With all that being said, do you know what? I'm sold on the CX-30. I'll see you later.